Hey guys, Alpha9 here. Welcome to this new DCS video, and in this video I'm gonna show you some tips how to deal with the Apache takeoff, hover, and do these things. I just want to note that this is by no mean a real life procedure. This is just the way I do it in DCS. So basically, we all know that when we give the Apache some power, it will tend to rotate to the right. So the way I compensate this basically is by trimming the tail or the rudder to the left a bit. So let's do this. As you can see, this is a good trim right there, just a little bit right here, as you can see. Now also what helps us is this number here, which is a speed holder, and right here is an altitude holder. This is kind of autopilot to help you hold things like speed and altitude. Now if I want to go up and hover from a takeoff, I will activate the speed holder. As you can see, we have a speed holder now with this big green square. So if I try now to add some power, the chopper should just go to take off and stay in position because we are not getting any speed. As you can see, the more power we give, you need to give it the power slightly. Don't go full power at once because that will get you crashed in most cases. As you can see, we are doing fine and we are hovering in position like this. As you can see, the more power you give it, the more altitude you will gain. Let's maybe go to 100 here, and we are still holding our position because we are holding the speed, which is 0. Of course, you can give it more speed or more power to gain altitude faster, but be careful with the power. Now I will reduce the power to have this indicator come with this line. This is where you can activate the altitude holder. So if I reduce the power a bit, it will start dropping. Now it start dropping. The more power less power I put or reduce the power, the more down it will go. And once it reach this big line here, I can activate the hold. Now it will hold altitude and speed. We are basically hovering now. This will help you do lots of things, especially if you are taking off in a crowded big airbase where you have lots of power lines, some buildings around you and stuff like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna gain some speed. We'll reach the end of the runway and we'll try to hover again. This is gonna help you to reduce your speed and give George the chance to shoot targets without getting into their firing range. As we all know, when you go to a firing enemy base, there are lots of AA defenses which can shoot the Apache so easily, and this is one of the ways I use to prevent being shot and get forward into their firing range. So let's deactivate the altitude hold and the speed hold. Let's pitch the nose a bit forward to gain some speed, and we are going forward, as you can see now. I will trim Trimming is your key, guys. So you need to be sure that you know how to trim and when to trim. Of course, we are getting some speed, as you can see. Another trim. I will reduce the power a bit because I don't want to go so high. The more pitch you do, the more speed you gain, and the lower altitude you will go. So you need to make sure that you keep watching your power, your speed, and your altitude. Okay, let's try to do this here. First thing to do is reduce the speed. As you can see, the chopper is tend to drop or fall from the sky. You need to keep managing your power not to do so. Pitch the nose up, and as you see, you will lose speed when pitching up, and you still can't control your altitude. We are still falling. I give it more power to control the falling rate, and I just want to reach a nice speed, which might be between 1 to 10. That would be a good speed to do so and to hold at that point. Of course, we are falling, still falling. Now we are almost at an altitude where we can hold, but I just need to control the speed more. That's fine. We are losing the altitude holder here. Just want to control the speed now, and once we get to maybe 9, I will hold the speed. As you can see, we are at 7. We are drifting to the right, and I will hold at 5, and we'll try to hold the altitude now by giving more power. I trim and hold the altitude, and as you can see, now I'm not touching the joystick. It's just flying by itself. Of course, it's drifting to the right a bit. That's no big deal, but this way you will stay in the air, holding position in most cases, and giving George the chance to fire. Of course, I also can use the gun here if I want to fire at something. I can fire right there. Of course, holding position is not a good idea in most cases because you will be a sitting duck. But this is just to show you that you can control the chopper by practicing this. This will help you a lot doing things, especially not going into the enemy firing range. With holding the speed and altitude, I still can control the chopper a bit to reduce the speed more. You need to know where you are drifting and just lean the chopper to the opposite side. We're going to 4. You can trim that and we'll be doing good. So basically, guys, this is it for this video. I hope you find it useful. Please let me know what do you think in the comment section. If you have any comment, any tip, any question, leave it below also. And please subscribe, like the video. If you have any ideas about this, also let me know. Until next time, stay safe, keep playing, and we'll see you the next one. Peace.